a slam poet. And we have him working in a highly at-risk Section 23 school, meaning these students have been kicked out of every other school. This is kind of their last chance to get a few credits.
We're doing a writing workshop at one point, and one of the kids is kind of just doodling. He's kind of trying to hide that he's doodling. And you know, we're like, well, you don't have to hide that. That's what this is for. That doodle you're doing the right thing right now. You know, so draw, go for it. And then it turned into this thing like, wait a minute, something I used to get in trouble for in high school, now you want me to do it? Oh! And then that individual ended up being the person who started the graffiti wall. You know, with a beautiful little piece in the middle to start the graffiti wall, and this is the first time he's ever been given this kind of responsibility, doing something he used to get in trouble for doing.
I got to experience the students meeting Kevin for the first time, and so I'm sitting in the back of the classroom, and Kevin's standing at the front, and he's saying, "Hi, I'm Kevin, and I'm going to be working with you over the next, couple of months, and I'm going to be here every Thursday," and the students are all like, kind of like this, and like they could just care less, and he's like, "So I think the best way to introduce you to what I do is to do a piece for you." And so he's at the front and he's doing this piece, and the students are like this at first, and then they're like, well, that's kind of, You could just watch the transformation happen. Some of them are banging on their desks to the beat of the piece, and then they're smiling at each other now, and they're like, "Yeah, this guy, are you hearing this guy? Who is this guy?" And and then he finishes the piece, and the whole classroom erupts into like clapping and cheering, and he had them in the palm of his hand. And then Kevin has the ability to do that, and many artists do, just to capture the attention of the students and then to really put that back on them and let them have their voice and express what they're going through in their voice. And Kevin has that ability, as all of our artists do at ArtsSmarts. And that's, again, a little bit of magic in the classroom.
I'm a classically trained musician and worked in that field for 10 to 12 years. I used to work with the Regent Park Music School, which is for disadvantaged children in the Regent Park neighborhood. It was to give them opportunities to learn music and give them something else to do other than being on the streets. And it was amazing to see how, when you put some belief and some faith and you gave them the opportunity, how far these kids could succeed and exceed. And that's it's amazing to see the power of art in that way. And so, like I said, you can't help but get hooked when you see that kind of thing.
There's that moment where your spine gets all tingly. And, well, what I was thinking about is now an actual thing. It's in front of me, and people will react to it, and I'm reacting to it, and it's that's just a really exciting and unique process. It's not something that students in a high school setting may get that experience to do.
I learned something from it, and they learned something, and it helped to bond us.
The program is wonderful because it's the intersection of my art form and the kids. I had this idea of what I was going to do originally that had to change when I met the kids, and that was exciting because that's what my artistic process always is. You start with an idea and then you get it working and it changes. Seeing the video especially, these kids were like, "Wow, that was powerful."
The former 3 R's have kind of been replaced by the 3 C's of creativity, curiosity, and critical thinking. You get out to the world, nothing's going to be textbook. Nothing's going to be textbook.
Art is one of the ways in society that we have to be a whole person, because you have to think and you have to feel and you have to do when you make art. And so there's no better way than, I would think, to help teach, human beings, help teach children to become whole people than to use art as a vehicle for learning.